Customer service alert. The Piccadilly line is suspended between Hounslow West, Heathrow Terminal 4 and Heathrow Terminal 5 due to a signal failure at Hounslow West.
Your presence is heaven to me. Oh Lord, your presence is heaven to me. Imagine me waking up to being tagged in videos by Black Americans saying, oh, we told you so, you talk so much shit about us, this, that, and now look at what white people are doing to you in the UK. You thought that you were better than us. You thought that you were this. Why didn't you listen to us? Why didn't you this? Why didn't you that? We told you. How self-obsessed and narcissistic as a people that you have to be to claim that we should have listened to you or whatever it is. And this was my exact point about my video. You know nothing of other Black people around the world. This ain't the first fucking time that this has happened in the UK. And if you knew anything else about other Black people and what they went through in other countries, you would know this. Instead of doing videos of support because somebody that looks like you is getting fucking attacked, you sit there and you talk about we told you so. If you picked up a book about Black British history, you would know that this happened in the 1950s, in the 1960s, when the Windrush, which was when my grandparents came to this country, it happened then. It also happened in Brixton, okay? It also happened when Mark Duggan died in 2011. There have been race riots against police, but also against people. And I know it's not all you Black Americans. It's so fucking jarring that we have to hear your woes. We have to hear your history. Oh, you know, they did this and they did that. And Martin Luther King. We are taught all about your history. Everyone knows about your history. You bang on about it. We know. But do you know of anyone else's history? Do you know about any other Black people in the world? Do you know what we've been through? Do you know what South Africa has been through? Do you know what Black Brits have been through? Do you know what the Black French people have been through? What the Black Germans have been through? Can you tell us anything? Anything at all? You're talking about, oh, you know, you should have taken a page in our book and we don't stand for it and this, that and the third. You still have race riots every other day. You're still unalived by police every other day. In your own homes, in fact. You're still treated like third-class citizens in your country, and it breaks my heart. I would never, in your pain and suffering, do a video talking about why don't you get up and fight? Why don't you this? Why don't you that? I will always offer my support, no matter what I think about you guys. It's disappointing that you haven't done the same.
This is the message to all Isiolo youth. You know, I just came out of Bunge la Mwananchi here in Jacaranda, and I felt a very big pain, you know, the way young people really are discussing issues affecting them on these grounds here. Lakini nyinyi juzi nasikia mulipelekwa Nanyuki, you are taken to Nanyuki, you are given some little money, you know yourselves. And here you are, the money is finished. You are purportedly saying you wrote a memorandum of understanding with the county government leadership of Governor Guyo. I want to advise you one thing, young people. Integrity is not for everyone. And if you think Governor Guyo is going to employ you, you must be a very big fool. This guy said he's going to build a rehabilitation center for Isiolo. Our youth are drug addicts. They are dying from ketamine. They are dying from miraa. Some of master's students are driving boda because they don't have jobs. So you think a whole governor calling you to Nanyuki to give you some 200,000 Kenya shillings will make your problems go away? You must be a very big joker. And this is very painful. This is the reason why watu wa Isiolo, some of us, we are afraid of that county. Some of us, we are listened more here in Nairobi than in our county. Because the problem with the voters in Isiolo, they can only listen to people who can give them handouts. They can never listen to some of us who are giving ideas here, who are giving things that matter to the people. They can never do that. They will always go for the people who lie to them, give them 1,000, give them 500 shillings, give them any amount of money that will make them shut up. I really wanted to comment about this, but I've just avoided myself. But today I could not, because of what I've seen here in Bunge la Mwananchi, the way young people are agitated, the way they are speaking for the issues affecting them. And the Isiolo youths, the best you could have ever asked from the governor is some 1,000 shillings, of which you fought like fox kwa town ya watu. For all those people who organize those Twitter spaces and saying, oh, we need integrity, we need openness, transparency. Some of you were in that Twitter space and here you are begging from Governor Guyo the money. So integrity yenu mutapeleka wapi? Where are you going to take your integrity and the sense of liberty? What are you going to tell us? Some of you muna behave as if Isiolo County ni yenu peke as youths. Some of us, we fought. We fought. Since the time I was a student leader in campus, I've been speaking against the leadership. Na tunakuja hapa tunasema Isiolo has a future. There is no future we are having as Isiolo County. If that is the status of our youth, then there is no place we are going, honestly speaking. Tukae tukijua hivyo.
Yes, Wakenya. Jana bwana nimejaribu kufuata interview ya Jimmy Wanjiki. Hapo kwa Citizen alikuwa na Okwara. Yaani jamaa Jimmy Wanjiki jamaa ameniconfuse kabisa wala. Mtu aniletee tu profile, mtu aniletee education background ya hii mtu kwa sababu vitu ambayo Jimmy Wanjiki alikuwa anaongelea kwa Citizen, Okwara alimuuliza maswali bana, mbona Okwara akakaa kwa hivi kwanza akasema hold on. You mean the banks and these people are in collusion? Jimmy Wanjiki akasema absolutely they are in collusion. Yaani kumbe hapo nyuma tulikuwa as a country tulikuwa tuna survive na kitu inaitwa AB. Kuna model. Kumbe kuna bwana. Kuna models bwana. Nyinyi hujui models. We just exist, but kumbe kuna models. Kuna model ilikuwa inaitwa AB. Sasa akasema kuna watu walienda waka create kitu kingine tena. Instead ya sisi tuko survive na AB, walienda waka create kitu inaitwa CD. Hii CD ndio imetumaliza. Hii CD ndio wali create ile hii model ya CD ndio iko inatumaliza hapa. Yaani alafu wacha hata tunaanza kitu sasa mbaya time bomb. Inaitwa odious date. Okwara alizungukia kwa odious date bwana. Jimmy Wanjiki anasema no, let me give you another example. Jimmy Wanjiki, are you trying to overthrow the government? No, let me give you another example. And go to YouTube and watch a video called A Man on the Run.
Oh, Kauko demonstration and you have any medical needs, kujeni Jamia Mosque. We have an open air clinic here na madaktari. Tuko na nyinyi kwa maandamano. Come through kwa Jamia Mosque if you need any medical needs. Come through.
Wenye waliunda hizo sculptures wanafaa walazimishwe ziwekwe kwa compound yao permanently. Eldoret, si hata mngepatia hiyo tenda watu wa XYZ muundiwe sculptures mbili zenye zinafanana na hao watu na mpatiwe paronde moja free. This is the true meaning of I know a cheap guy. Ai bwana. Bwana kuna sculptors Kenya bwana, msitudanganye bwana. Hao jamaa si wale wenye waliunda Simba za Nairobi. Hao sasa ndio wanafaa kuabductiwa hao. Hao wanafaa waabductiwe na Subaru. na tusijue mahali wako. Mwenye aliunda na mwenye aliconfirm iko sawa inaweza wekwa. Huyo pia ako na shinda sana huyo. Somebody abduct those people. I mean, was this a tender or a CBC homework? Mimi ninge win gold, alafu mniwekea kitu kama hiyo, narudisha hiyo gold. Are we celebrating these people or embarrassing them? Mimi nikiwa Sanda 3 niliunda sculpture noma kuliko hiyo. Ulikuwa unaiangalia hivi kabisa unaona huyu ni headmaster. Alafu sasa hiyo ni nini? Nani hata anaweza jua wanasema huyo ni Kipiegon. How do you know? Looks nothing like anyone. Unajua kuna verse kwa Biblia inasemanga and you are gods. I think hiyo verse imedanganya watu wengi sana, they can create. Stop, get some help. Kama wanaundia legend utoto kama hiyo, imagine sasa wewe uende uambie wakuundia yako sasa. Si utatokea ukikaa kuku. Oh my goodness. Au tunafaa tuwauze Libya into slavery.
We have many tourists from the United States, from Europe. These are European nations. The United States have huge black populations. Very few of them come here. Because when they look at the narrative of tourism in Africa, they don't see black people. They don't see themselves. Yeah, they don't see where they fit in. And that is a very real problem right now. And you watch those documentaries and they're wonderful. They really are. They really are. But they don't include black people. And now we've internalized that narrative. The Masai Mara has raised their fees to something, I don't know, but it's something personally I wouldn't pay.
Is it, Edwin, it's 20 what? 27,000.
Yeah, I forget what it was.
Yes.
But that's to keep the Mara white. And you can quote me. I hope the governor of Narok County hears this. You raised that fees, you are convinced by white tourism investors to raise that fee to reduce the number of black people in the Mara and retain the quality of the destination. That's a fact.
Yes.
Because literally at that fee, Mordecai cannot decide to take his kids to the Mara. I cannot pay that much money to
But not Mara. I told you I was in Olpejeta the other
Yes.
day. Entry fee is 2,000 per person.
Yes.
Per person. I'm imagining I have my kids, my wife and everything.
Yeah.
I need like 10,000 to enter.
There's a fee for the car as well.
Oh, there you go.
And you see, we are actively working, we black people, the management of Olpejeta, majority black people, working, the board, majority black people, I think all black people, actively working to maintain white spaces in Kenya. Even for the indigenous local tourists, like you went to Amboseli and all that, you find you have to immerse yourself in some world of whiteness to sort of partake of this product.
Today, with the amount of transparency, everyone will be exposed. And literally, the recommended charges will end up seeing people in jail. So, for example, in the last 10 years, the years that we had done the audit under the Uhuru regime, all right, the budget only approved 2 trillion for loans. But they borrowed 6.4 trillion, which means over 4 trillion above what was approved. This current government, in the last 1 year, the borrowings that are on the budget are 351 billion shillings. Foreign and external loans. William Samoei Ruto has gone to borrow 1.8. All right? Which is roughly 1.5 trillion above what is in the budget. Who gave him that permission? Who gave the Treasury that permission? And anything you do not do that is lawful means that you are doing criminality. You're doing criminality. And I said very clearly here, we did a primary balance from year July 2013 all the way to June 2023, 10 years. What was the development expenditure? 6 trillion. 6 trillion, they were only going to borrow 2 trillion for that development, by the way, in those years. So 6 trillion. Higher. You take a county, how much was it? Salaries of all government.
Yep.
Pensions. What you call operations and management costs. It came to 14.6 trillion. That is an exact number. Without payment of debt. Okay. So you remove the payment of debt. It's called primary balance.
Okay.
Then you say, what were the actual tax revenues from KRA at the close of every financial year? So from July 2013 all the way to June 2023, 10 years.
Yeah.
They came to 13.3 trillion.
That is tax revenue.
Tax revenue.
Yes. So what is the difference there? 1.3 trillion.
Bro.
That was our deficit. For 10 years. What we are saying, William Ruto has borrowed in this last 1 year outside of the budget.
Is the deficit?
Is the deficit for 10 years. Now, what did we borrow in those 10 years? 7.7 trillion. So we borrowed 6.4 trillion above what we needed, which is a deficit for the next 10 years. 6.4 trillion we did not need, is not lawful, because it's not lawful and never came to us. They cannot show us what that money did.
Okay.
On any budget, they cannot show us.
Jimmy.
And that is what you now call odious
debt.
Now, we are paying heavily for this. That never came to our benefit. But we are talking about 6+ trillion. But I say that is what was taken outside of the law. Nobody is looking at how much we have paid.
Over time.
Now, during the period of the first audit, which ended in July 2022, we had paid loan repayments of 5.6 trillion. In the year 2022 to 2023, we paid another 1.4. How much is that? 7.
Yep.
Yes.
This year, we have paid 1.8. How much is that?
8.8.
Right. And the government is still telling you, you owe 11 trillion.
Oh, no.
So we have paid 8.8. 6 we never took for our benefit.
But this is in interest and principal.
Interest and principal. Correct. 8.8. 6 we never took. 6.4, in fact, exactly, we never took. Was never to our benefit. It's not on our laws. Okay? And we are being told we still owe 11. Do you know, this is what you call a massive Ponzi scheme. And this Ponzi scheme is our chain. It is our chain. It is our slavery chain, our modern day slavery chain. And until we yank it off, you're going to see no change in this country but pain. And you yank it off this way.
Okay, there we go.
You yank it off this way. What is not in our laws is what is called odious debt. And that we have paid to odious debt, we demand back. And if we analyze that, that means we have no debt. And without debt, that means you can free up the taxpayer from paying debt. It is now a public clamor for open justice. This last year, we have paid 1.866 to debt. Imagine what can happen in terms of development in Kenya.
Absolutely.
What miracle can we not have here? To do a level 6 hospital is about 10 billion. You put one in every county. You imagine the amount of roads. To do 10,000 kilometers of road would mean what?
You pay all your income.
Nobody here will not need this free housing, this housing fund nonsense. Right? People here will never even live in mud huts. Right? And the stimulus it will create, the catalyst it will create to this economy. You will see this jobless, unemployed.
Okay.
You will be amazed with the figure. So today, with the amount of transparency, everyone will be exposed. And literally, the recommended charges will end up seeing people
in jail.
Laya takataka. Afadhali tukufe saa hii kuliko nikufe na ajali, kuliko nikufe na ukimwi. Kama ni risasi piga mara moja tukufe. Hatuogopi, tumechoka na hiyo. Tumechoka. Ndio maana tumekuja kwa barabara. Polisi hakuna yenye mnaenda. Sisi ya Mungu hapa. Umbwa nyinyi. Na hiyo Ruto yenu hiyo ndeni huko kasia malaya takataka umbwa.
Good morning, Kenyans. I have done another video about the Mang Bin Bill 2022. This is another, I'm just doing this as a follow-up. You have to wake up. You have to stop talking about Gen Z. This is a Kenyan issue. Every Kenyan needs to wake up and save this country. Someone is working really hard to take over food sovereignty in Kenya. But the introduction of GMOs and now consecutive bills are being put in parliament to take over food production in this country. Wake up, guys. guys, every single Kenyan, forget about a generation, wake up and save this nation. Stop talking about Gen Z, Gen Z. It's not Gen Zs who eat food. Actually, the older people need more organic food even than the Gen Zs. Let's wake up. Let's say no to this impunity. This administration is handing over our rights to foreigners. They're putting us back into colonization, guys. We have to fight this.
This is for entertainment purposes only. So family, I wake up to find Maggie Dearest is trending again at #1 in Kenya, because guess who she went to see? Pablo Escobar Joho. You think she went at because she cares about Kenyans? Why are they being so aggressive? And she even posted it on her Twitter. Joho posted it, and then she posted it with some Mzungus that she was there with. You think this is about us? Why are they being so aggressive? What minerals are they getting in Kenya? Because now Kenyans are wondering what the hell is going on. They can see the corruption. She's received all the CIA dossiers of these guys. She knows exactly who Pablo Escobar is and who she's dealing with. The pharmacist, I can't even say the word, of Kenya, allegedly. She knows. But yet she's in his office taking pictures. You think those pictures are for Kenyans? They know we'll be pissed off. Those pictures are for her handlers. Because you have to ask yourself, what the hell is a dollar billionaire doing as a little ambassador in a random African country? Or is Kenya not random at all? You know, I think they're getting something here that they don't care what they have to do to get it. Whether it's coltan, whether it's niobium, whether it's garnet, whether it's savorite, whether it's all of the above. And that's why they, by hook or by crook, because you probably want to tell Joho, yo, these are the deals we have. This is how you protect our interests, and we'll protect yours. Like, because for them to be part with the political class at such a critical time in Kenya's history, it shows they're in bed with our corrupt politicians, and they're probably the ones who started the corruption to begin with. You think it's us Africans who decided to be corrupt? Usually it's the money that's dangled like this by people like Meg Whitman. Please read Confessions of an Economic Hitman if you haven't already. That will really open your eyes.
Kuna watu hapa kwenye dating site wananichekesha tena sana. Yaani unampata mtu hana kazi, hana kibarua, hana chochote kile, hajitumi kivyovyote vile. Alafu yakwambia eti nataka kupata mzungu mwenye ni tajiri, mwenye pesa zake ili anisaidie mimi na watoto wangu. Nani amekwambia huyo mzungu tajiri wakutaka wewe na umaskini wako? Nani amekwambia mtu yoyote yule tajiri yotaka mtu maskini akushughulikie wewe na watoto wako, achukue pesa zake zote akutumikie wewe? Wewe kwanza nenda ukaanze kujituma, tafuta biashara, uza mboga, uza uji, fanya biashara yako yoyote ile, sawa? Alafu kishaanza hiyo biashara yako, njoo nikuandikie profile mimi. Nikuandikie profile pale, niambie mtu kwamba wewe ni business lady ama wewe ni businessman, uko na biashara yako. Kabla uende ukaanze kuomba pesa za mtu, wewe pia njoo na uonyeshe pesa zako kidogo. Lakini kuna wengine wenu mkoa vivu kweli kweli. Mwataka tu mpate mtu mwenye yuko tayari na pesa zake ili mchukue hizo pesa zake zote. Dunia saizi imebadilika. Dunia saizi imebadilika na watu hawataki watu wenye ni maskini hoehae, hauna hata ndururu, hauna hata shughuli yoyote, haujitumi kivyovyote. Wewe wataka kupata mtu na pesa zake ili ule pesa zake zote. Nenda ukatafute kibarua chako, fungua kibanda chako cha mboga, fungua biashara yako ya uji, fungua kitu chochote kile. Lakini wengine wenu hauna chochote na uko na audacity ya kuja hapa kusema natafuta mzungu tajiri mwenye pesa zake anitumikie mimi na watoto wangu. Sikiza, kama hiyo ndio mentality yenye uko nayo, hautapata mtu yoyote. Nenda ukajifungulie ka biashara kako kadogo, wewe pia ukaanze kujituma, na utashangaa utampata huyo mtu tajiri na pesa zake mwenye atakusaidia wewe na watoto wako. Maana yake itakuwa kazi yake sio kuweka tu pesa zake kwako, lakini wajua wewe pia uko na zako.
Hey there everyone, today I've got a story that's shaking up not just Kenya but the entire world. Picture this, a hotbed of political turmoil in Kenya is now drawing attention from none other than Russian President Vladimir Putin. Yep.
This is for entertainment purposes only. So family, Polo Kimani has just been arrested. Polo Kimani is the one who had a massive X-based juicy where he was showing us how gold or something is being mined illegally by the Chinese in Migori. He's been exposing...
This is the man who went down in history as the person who invented education. Just like most people think that civilization started in Europe. Well, it did not. Civilization started in Mesopotamia and the Great Kemet of Africa. Then later on, about 1200 BCE, was when civilization was reaching the Central America, the modern day Mexico. So there is no way a white man would have invented education when the first university in the world, the University of Timbuktu, was located in Africa. The University of Timbuktu was established by Mansa Musa, who was a Malian empire and the richest man in the world by that time. Subjects like philosophy, cultural studies, language studies, advanced African grammar were mandatory, while subjects like history, algebra, physics, medicine, chemistry, arithmetic, and astronomy from the Dogon people were totally optional. Students who did complete the course of study received clothes, blocks of salt, livestock, and money as gifts upon their graduation. Graduation ceremony consisted of wearing a white garment while riding a white horse towards the university.
I swear, this sounds like it's straight out of a movie, and I'm having mixed feelings on how us Africans move on an international scale. Now, this is Fatou Bensouda, and she was a former chief prosecutor of the ICC. Now, mind, she was the first female and first African, because she's of Gambian descent, to lead that role. Now, she was allegedly threatened by Izzy's head of intelligence agency, you know, the M Mafia, over preliminary examination she opened in 2015 over what was going on in P. Tell me why she started receiving door visit, phone hacking, meaning anytime her or her team want to talk to somebody living in P, it would be intercepted. And you know, the gag is the M Mafia at the beginning didn't think it was that deep, you know, during 2015, because they thought, get a hold of the story, suppress it, because the one leading the case, I quote, is just black and African. So who cares? Well, let me tell you, they underestimated her, because with all the cases she was dealing with during that time, you know, the DRC cases, Darfur region in Sudan, Kenya, this one struck a nerve. And as Bensouda's turning up the heat on her, and this guy over here, this thug Cohen, was sent as an unofficial messenger by BN to cool things down. So his aim was to either to compromise her or to get her to turn. Now, if you're African, I need you to pay attention to this part, because like I said, we got some problems in the continent, and this is one of them. In 2018, Bensouda went to New York City because she had official meetings. Now, over there, she met with Joseph Kabila, who was the former president of the DRC. Now, these two know each other very well. Do I need to talk about that comment, ICC is for Africans? No, let's not get into that today. Now, this is Joseph Kabila, by the way, and this over here is Bensouda. Now, they decided to meet up probably like they normally do. So she went over to the Manhattan Hotel suite to meet him up. Now, upon her entering in the room, her staff was asked to leave. And when they left, guess who walked into the room? Cohen did. So yeah, an ambush went down, a complete setup by one of her own Africans. Now, I'm sure after that surprise attack, she pounced out of there, because by now I'm sure she knows who he is, because these threats have been accumulating. And the thing is, that didn't stop right there. He managed to get a hold of her phone number, and when she asked him, how did you get my number? This is what he responded. Did you forget what I do for a living? Okay. So obviously I'm going to stop right here. Clearly there is so much more, but yeah.
This is for entertainment purposes only. So what's this I'm hearing, family? That if you grow dengue on your farm, it's now illegal and you could be charged up to 1 million shillings. It's so absurd. Even the livestock bill, where they're going to count every chicken, every cow, every goat. I told you guys, this is an invasion. We're no longer writing the rules of our nation. Our government has been taken over by a foreign entity. Because why would Kenyans write a law banning Kenyans from growing dengue? Why would Kenyans write a law banning Kenyans from saving their seeds? What is going on is extremely deep, family. We need to really pray it ends.
Kuna mapolisi walitujoin huko kwa nini? Huko kwa ground huko. Wakati tulikuwa tunakibiza watu tunatia gas. Sasa mimi nasema sikufurahia hao mapolisi wa Uganda wenye walikuwa wamekuja kutujoin. Wanakuja kukula mshahara yetu na wanapewa pesa mingi sana kutuliko. No why? Nakuja hapa kusema
Hello. Hello. Ndakora Mr. Koro.
No kwezi mumena maraya maku. Ni ndona niko kuhuragira.
Wajiru geta athuri aria twi nao maraya Ngai.
Usinisumbue. Sasa ndio unaona niko nakupikia.
I can't believe I'm having to ask, is this the world that we live in? Yeah, everyone knows what's been happening in the UK in the last couple of days, but I was just walking, minding my business, and then someone decided to throw a rock at me and run. Well, it was out their window. It was so quick. It just happened very quickly. But yeah, if you look, you can see where the rock hit me. Quite obvious. But yeah, it happened so quickly, and now I'm having to walk around looking over my shoulder. Yeah, I can't believe this is the world we're living in, man.